I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch. Here we are in the DJ stream for the Lone Rider. We are on the 4th song, and the song is Spineshank, Smothered. And he said, I originally chose a different song of theirs, but it didn't feel right. But I still needed that Spineshank new metal sound, so chose this one instead.
New metal, yes.
I love that. I love it when I get a feeling about something and then I switch it because of a feeling. Those things always tend to work out good.
This is Spineshank.
Okay, not to be weird, but if I play cards or something and I have to pick from 2 piles, I can kind of feel like some warmth coming from one pile, and so I take that one. I don't cheat. He cheats. I don't cheat.
Definitely new metal riff.
The black and cold reminds me of all the distance we have crossed. And if your darkness blinds me, I could never be more lost. But I'm not the one who seeks your protection. Push from the inside. Push from the
Okay, listen. What?
You would have really loved the new metal era.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sad for you that.
I'm sad for you.
No, I really am, because you would have loved that shit. Because the thing about the new metal era was that there were 9,000 bands. So we could have gone to a show like every week, especially in New York.
That would have been fun.
We'd have been a show every week, bro. Shit would have been tight. It'd have been tight. You would have loved. If you'd have caught me middle of junior year in high school, you would have loved it. You would have loved it. Because it was just straight. It was fun every day. You know, nobody, I was done with all the, whatever. But, yeah, you would have loved that shit. You'd have loved it. But here we are in Maine.
Here we are. Pretty sure this is a song about pregnancy.
Ridiculous. Go ahead.
Just
continue.
kidding. That's how it feels. You push from the inside. When the babies start to get bigger. Anyway, another. I don't think this is going well for these people.
Somebody, he's mentioned Nothing Face. I saw Nothing Face live at what do you call it?
Nothing Face.
Yeah. Such a good.
That's a funny band name.
That's a good band name. That was the other thing. There were some really good band names. You had Mudvayne. You had Nothing Face. You had some really good bands. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Actually, babe, break down the lyrics, because literally all I could think about was how it could relate as a pregnancy song.
Really?
Yes.
The black and coal reminds me of all
Not
the
that
distance
part.
we've crossed, and if the darkness finds me, I could never be more lost. But I'm not the one who seeks your protection. I'm not the one to share the disguise, and I'm not the one who reeks of rejection. I'm not the one to tear the same way twice. So I think what he's saying is, you're the one doing that stuff. Right. You're the one seeking my protection. And I'm not going to share in your disguise. I'm not going to wear the mask. And I'm not the one who reeks of rejection. I'm not the one to tear the same way twice. So I think what's happening is he's in a relationship with this girl. Surprise, surprise. She's taking her past issues out on him while simultaneously looking to him for protection, is what it looks like. You push from the inside, smothered. You push from the inside, smothered. You push from the inside out. So that's probably his girl reacting to the fact that now that he's actually succeeded in his dreams, she's trying to like hold on to him now. So it turns out that she's smothering him, is what it looks like. Here, all your walls surround me. They're closing in. They've blocked my sight. The violence around me found me when I could not fight. So I just think that it's I'm not taking the term violence there literally. Mm-hmm. Just like I'm not taking the term walls literally. Mm-hmm. I just think it's she's reacting to losing him by smothering him, checking his phones every 2 seconds. What was that girl saying to you? Blah, 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 blah. That's what it looks like to me. And that's why he's saying, I'll never win with you.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is, with a lot of these rock stars, that's the centerpiece of their dream, and they usually have a lady with them or a dude with them or whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, there's a big fear a lot of the times in the girl, especially if it's a small town thing. You're going to get big and leave. And the fact of the matter is, it's mostly true, because it's a young men that are, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's true most of the time, unless it's a you type person, in which case, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you'd come along and you'd have your own thing or whatever. But I think it's a real, and then it becomes this very constricting. And I've been in relationships like that, where the person's like constantly hounding you, and it's difficult. It's very, very difficult to be in that kind of relationship.
I know that I've gone through phases where I've been very overly clingy.
It's not. I don't think it's about being clingy. It's about being possessive.
I'm trying not to use such extreme language about my own self.
It's about being. It's just about.
Have you been in more relationships than just the one with me that was like that?
Well, I mean,
because I wasn't not aware of that.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah. It just didn't come up a lot because she was always worried I was going to die.
Yeah.
So it was like,
yeah.
Oh, you just got back from this, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I have him now, so.
We heard what happened, blah, blah, blah. Are you okay? Type of situation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm good. Like, so there was, and I mean, it's really interesting. She seemed to be more like aware of the fact that she was a massively attractive person. I don't know. because like some of the people that you'll be jealous of, I'll be like, I'll sit and I'll look at the picture sometime. I'm like, what the fuck is she jealous of? You know what I'm saying? So it's weird because
Well,
I don't really have a paradigm from a person that's more attractive than you. I'm not just saying that because
I'm your wife.
I'm not just saying. I mean, it's
Well, I think that with me, like, I think that people have different things that are like currency for them and things that are very important to them. And I mean, beauty is not super important to you. Like, you think that I'm beautiful, but that's not your highest top priority. You have other things that are much more important to you than beauty. And so I think that that's probably why, like, you know, because once you marry someone, like, you see all of their, like, sides. You know what I mean? Like, and I think before, you know, when we were just friends, there were thoughts that you had of me that I felt, whoa, I thought I did something. Because literally I bent this cord at the same time the light went out. I'm like, oh no. So, like, there's, you know, if you look at, I can't remember where I was going with that. When different, you know, different currencies. So so when in a relationship, you see all the sides of someone, and there were ideas that you had of me previously when we were just friends that were not, that looks cool. They were not, they weren't accurate, but I liked it because they fit more of my ideal of myself. And so even though I knew that you misjudged me in a positive way, I just let you misjudge me.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think that my perception of you was off. I think everything that I perceived was true. So I don't, you're saying I overestimated you. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying,
you're saying I thought better of you than what you really were, and
I think
you allowed me to have that because you wanted you
I always
enjoyed
wanted to
the
be
idea of me perceiving you that way.
I don't think that you thought I was better than I actually was. I think that you didn't know I was as bad as I was.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not, because you have the good
Thinking
parts
that
about
you're
yourself.
better than.
No, you have good parts about yourself and you have bad parts about yourself. And so if somebody thinks that your good parts are, you know, I think that you had an assessment of where my good stuff, a basic good assessment of what I was there. But I don't think that the negative sides of me, that you knew how negative those were.
See, I'm not certain that, I don't think that that's true, because...
Did you know that I was jealous and controlling?
I knew that you were controlling. I knew that you were controlling for sure.
How long did you know that?
Day 3, when I met you. I mean, it's not...
Oh, really?
Well, I'm always on guard for controlling people because of the way I grew up.
Right.
So that's something that yeah, of course. The way you did theology your entire life, like I didn't perceive that as some like horrible, terrible, sinful character flaw. Like, I don't think that that's a massive character flaw. Our issues have always been about communication. Ultimately, like that's been a thing when we first got married.
Why do you think we have communication issues? Because I have a control issue.
Yeah, I don't think that's... No, I think that a lot of that has to do with how you were raised and how you were socialized to look at conflicts within a marriage. You were socialized to look at conflict in marriage as if it's horrible and terrible. That's why there's some disagreements I am good with having in front of the kids. Because, especially if we're doing a good job and we're saying, well, this is my problem. And you say, well, this is my problem. I say, well, this is what... Like... I'm glad that we have that type of conversation in front of the kids, because they have to see healthy married couples. Yeah, they disagree and they you know, and
I agree with that.
And they go back and forth, and that's just how it goes. It doesn't mean that anybody's bad or good or whatever. But yeah, like I think I had a pretty decent assessment of who you were. The issue though that you're not seeing is that there's how you were before, and then there's you in the divorce, and then there's you being married, and those are not the same people in the same circumstances. And I think what happens is that when that was the biggest crisis you've ever had in your life, right? And honestly, to me, it was a Tuesday afternoon. You know, I mean, it's like,
yeah,
you know, a divorce. Oh, people are talking shit after a divorce. Oh, Like, that's... But you lived in such a cloistered and sheltered environment that it was massively... And that was one of the issues with me, is it took me time to catch up because, you know, it's all the stub toe thing. I'm like, oh, this is... And you're just going, rah, and I'm just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Then we're blending a family, and then we're doing this YouTube thing, and now, you know, it was kind of weird because we were kind of local celebrities already. Like, we couldn't go anywhere. People knew who we were.
Right, right.
So then we got out of that whole situation. We started a channel, and now more people know who we are than before, and both of us are like... love our privacy and stuff. So like there was just a lot of shit going on. Like I think I perceived you accurately. That's my opinion. Like I don't feel like the Sori I knew before and after are like completely different people. The person that I met at the Bible study is very, very different from now, for sure. But I knew I wasn't marrying the person I met at the Bible study. I was marrying the person that had been through all that bullshit. So, that's my take on it. I mean, I don't, you know. Or do you not interpret our history that way, or what?
Right. I think because I think that, you know how I'm always about like ideal versions. So I think I wanted to give you what I felt was my ideal version, which was the Bible study me.
Yeah.
And so I think that I like kind
of
deluded myself to think that's what I was giving you. And it's not like that.
Well, but that's a lot of times people, that's why marriages don't last, because they were marrying a version of a person and not the person. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, people say all types of, you know, craziness when they get into a conflict. But it's like, oh, that means you love that version. That doesn't mean you love that person.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's got their favorite, you know, kind of car or whatever, make, model, build. So you have a certain type of person or version of a person, a personal prototype that you like. And that's relationship-wise, people don't understand. There's a difference between a prototype and a person. So, like, and the dating sites and all the rest of it, like, make it impossible for you not to think in those categories. So a prototype is, what do you want? I want somebody that's this height, this weight, this hair color. They got to believe these and these things. And it's like, okay. And it's like, but these 6 things are not going to remain static in 20 years. The height's going to change, right? The weight's going to change. The hair color is going to change. The hair itself is going to change. The political position may change. Look how much we've evolved politically just being in the channel. Mm-hmm. So the person that you met at the Bible study is also not the same me. Mm-hmm. So definitely not the same me, because that's when I just started the other thing. Wow. You know, I was taking trips and shit. So, like, people love a version of a person, not the person. So marriage is where you get to actually, it's where God kind of says, okay, like, cut the bullshit. You really love this person? Okay, let's see it. Right? So then it's like, you first with the person, there's a certain, they're the prototypical version of what you wanted, and you presented the prototypical version of what you thought they wanted. And so now you married, and you don't realize that the whole point of marriage is to be able to find a way to love a single person through all the various iterations of the versions of who they are to becoming what they become. That's what marriage is. But what happens is the person goes, holy shit, that's not the prototype I ordered, and then they're out. And to me, that's, on the one hand, you say that's a low character thing to do, but on the other hand, it's you're robbing yourself of an amazing person, because what attracted me to you or whatever is the seed of who you are inside. It's not the specific version of the person. But that only gets exposed in the midst of conflict and all those things and all the rest of it. So yeah, that's what it looks like to me anyway.
Word. Well, there you have it, you guys. Look for somebody that can be like that and be that type of person.
I think a lot of dudes are like that. I don't think that I'm a particularly special person on this regard, but this relationship I don't think is going to make it. I will never win with you. That's not going to work.
I hate you. I still do.
I hate you. I still do.
Every time you let me go.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be, that's an inversion, right? I love you. I still do. Every time you hold me close, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, whoa. Maybe if you're right and he's going and he's in a band and he says, I hate you. I still do. Every time you let me go.
Yeah.
So it's the, like, he feels that she's giving him
the constriction.
She's giving him permission to be.
But she's not crazy. If your boyfriend's a rock star, he's in his 20s, it's over. Break up with him. It's over. Or do the Kevin Samuel thing and just expect that he's being a rock star. I don't know how else to say it. So there's that. I really, really like this one. I'm a new metal guy, man. I love it. I love the new metal shit. And one of the things that's a weakness of new metal actually is the fact that there were so many bands out during that era, and I'm finding that I'm missing a lot of really good bands, which is one of the reasons I'm such a fan of these DJ streams, is because you get some, like, there was that song, they're not a new metal band, but the Hush song from Hell Yeah. I was just listening to that a couple nights ago. I was like, holy shit, this is a really good song. I forgot how good this song was. So shout out to all of you DJs out there and you Ronins. We're going to shoot a video pretty soon about Ronins and DJ streams and all the rest of it. Yes, Kevin Samuels, Amber. Amber's a boss. We got to sit down and have a chat with her one day. Subhanallah.
We have a couple chats that we need to
set
up.
Yeah.
This song was fun. It was hot. It was like moving, you know. I really liked it, and obviously it's got that new metal-y sound to it, which I think I'm like, I never want to just like accept something. Like sometimes I kind of think that you kind of get the short end a little bit, because once you say that you like something, I want to be like, well, hold on, I don't know if I do. You know what I mean? You are like that. So I'm like but I feel like I'm like, shoot, I think I do. I think I like the new metal. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's super cool. I don't envy these people's relationship, but I am actually going to give the song a 10.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a 10. It's new metal, man. Mm-hmm. Shout out to new metal. All right, there you go.
I'll tell you what, I love this stream, and I feel like that if the Lone Rider lived close by us, there'd be some nights where I'd be like, hey, call him up so we can just listen to a bunch of his playlists.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Why don't you live next to us, you bitch?
I don't know. Maybe he's a weird stalker, so we should be glad he's a distance away.
Nah. Nobody in the village is a weird stalker. Shout out to Padge. Shout out to Padge.
Can you see how he looked at me?
Look at Phil. What? A 10? Shut up, Phil. Nobody asked you any questions. We got sorry, I've seen you doing the devil horn sign. Do you realize that it means hail Satan?
It means whatever I want it to mean.
It means Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Gone. I'm not gonna have that argument.